removing the outer hub and then the inner hub. This process is normally nut washers and cone washers, but this does not have lock washers on it. The proper way to remove this hub, it's locked on there pretty good. I'll see guys try to wedge a chisel in it. I've done that before. The proper way though, actually I'm doing this to not lose lock washers, so the proper way is just the brass strip straight into it. There's a snap ring here that'll be removed. Remove the locking nut. I like to leave this piece in, put my thumbs against it so the bearing doesn't fly all over the place. Old wheel bearing, we'll be keeping that. Never lock a new rotor into a vise, only an old one that's thrown into the trash can. Throw in the dust seal to get it in a wheel bearing. Stripping this thing down to just a bare hub. We'll beat the races out of it and clean it up. I'll sandblast it and paint it just so rust prevention. Next, I'm gonna go into the solvent tank and clean a lot of this grease out, and then we'll beat the raisins out of it. A lot of the grease can just be wiped out, so you're not putting it in your solvent tank. We're going to remove the races. There is 4 little slots on each race where you can walk that thing out. With steel, you really only need to go back and forth between 2 of them. El número 2. There's a gasket here that needs to be removed and replaced. They can be quite stubborn. Oh, off to the bead blaster. We're at the process. Since the bead blasted it, there's sand all in this thing. We got to make sure we get every little speck out. We are going to pack some grease into these fairings. I'm going to pack up the larger one and get it in. And we're going to pop a new seal in, strap it in there. Pretty nice. Just back some walls of grease around. Doesn't have to be a lot, but it needs to have some grease in there. Just protecting the threads on these. So you've got your indexing washer installed. Your adjusting nut will go on next. Now your service manual will tell you a spec to set this to, and then back it off. They tell you they just want it hand tight. You will need a knuckle pull scale. What you'll be doing next, so you'll set it, rotate it a couple times. Back it off, and pretty much just hand tight, and then back it to where it's free. That'll give you what's called seal drag. And it's going to be almost nothing, but recorded anyway. Install the tab washer. Don't bend any tabs yet. Then install the locking nut. Torque down your lock nuts. You'll be recording the bearing drag. You've got to take your first number, your oil seal drag, and this number, and they've got to be only within a certain amount of foot-pounds away from each other. I'm within spec on mine. Hopefully yours as well. Go ahead and bend your tab washers. Some people like to do on the corners. I like to find a flat spot on the washer. Where the tab is at the flattest part of the nut, bend that bad boy down. Same with your locking nut. Now ready for your hub, make sure you've got your washer on there. Gasket, not a washer, make sure you've got your gasket installed. Find the recesses for the dowel pin. Orientate properly. You may have to fiddle with the alignment of these splines just cut. Tone washers. Can. Just a standard washer on now. And your nuts. Make sure you got a gasket installed. Aisin's good about putting the new one on there for you. Now you've got 2 out of 6 that have a void. They're a void of this tooth. There's a little spot on here, usually where they put the grease, where the tab of the washer is bent over it, and they'll be 180 out from each other, just like they got their orientation. Pops right in. Hand feed these in only. Don't use anything else other than just your hand and indexing. Pretty much indexing is just turning it backwards till you feel the threads click. And run it in. Feel it click. Put a little bit more pressure inwards. That'll make the click feel more noticeable. Do not torque these down very hard. The factory torque spec is in inch pounds, and converted to foot pounds, it comes out to like 4.